Viewer discretion is advised for this love-themed podcast. The content may contain discussions and sensitive topics related to relationships, dating, and love. Some content may not be suitable for all listeners, especially those uncomfortable with open and vulnerable conversations. We encourage our listeners to practice self-care and to reach out to a trusted friend or professional if they need support. You have no friends, you have me. Welcome to the Lost Lover Boy podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Lost Lover Boy podcast. I am your host, as always, Demetri Wiley. If you're looking to get a new host, it's not going to happen here, So stop trying to replace me, okay? I know I've been getting my life together, working on everything, trying to get us back to a week-to-week schedule. Thank you guys for bearing with me from the bottom of my heart. I am absolutely honored for the way you guys show up for me. With that being said, let me tell you about the wonderful weekend I had. Let me tell you about how I recently celebrated my 28th birthday. And this is the most love, the most wishes, the most genuine. People still wishing me happy birthday. My birthday was goddamn a week ago. You know what I'm saying? June 23rd, Cancer Gang. You know what I'm saying? But I'm honored. I'm grateful. I also had a show this weekend. And a lot of members from Clubhouse came out in support of that show. And baby, when I tell you, there was so much genuine love in the room. There was so many beautiful faces. People, voices that I've heard again and again, voicing their stories. I got to see these people in person, and I'm honored. I couldn't have think of a better way to celebrate, 28 years of living, or celebrate just love at all. They came out to this show and we did karaoke and they bought me this cake and I got gifts. And y'all ain't never seen that much love in my life. I'm sorry. I'm an emotional man. Y'all know me, I just said Cancer Gang. What else do you want? But no, I hate that stigma. We not really like that emotional, but whatever. The karaoke was great, right? We was drunk. Everybody's fucking drunk and shit. But we also attended the show. And the show we did, this was probably, if not my favorite show I've ever done. This is probably, if not, one of the greatest spaces I've ever been able to perform. When I tell y'all, I stopped and they was singing the song. To hear people singing songs that I wrote amidst depression. I'm talking about in the middle of my worst times. I love music. If you guys know me, you know how much music means to me. And I promise you, my heart was so full this weekend. Like, I cannot explain it any other way. I was shocked. Girl, listen, you came from Mobile, Alabama. You drove. You understand what I'm saying? 12 hours. That's not an easy thing to do, but you did it for me, girl. I am forever indebted to you. You are forever a piece of my story. I will forever remember each and every face that came out for me. We had Houston, Texas in the building. We had Jersey in the building. We had Virginia in the building. We had Kansas in the building. We had everybody coming out from so many different places. New York was in the building. I am honored and grateful. I love you guys. With that being said, I am working on new music, and that's been what's slowing me up. I got the biggest, craziest idea for a music video, and I'm nervous because it's a heavy investment, right? And they say when you believe in something enough, you invest in it. I believe in myself. I am going to. With the love y'all just shown me, there ain't nothing I can't do on this planet. I am forever in awe of you guys. So thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. Today's episode, if we can dive into it though, today's episode is, are you ready for love? Are you ready for that love that you want so bad? Are you ready for that person you dream of to come along and into your life? Are you ready for that? I'm going to give you some signs that show you are. I'll give you some signs that show you're not. You know what I'm saying? But in this dating world, I've come across a lot of people who haven't quite been ready for the love I have to give. I've come across people who still got a little work to do and, still getting themselves together. But the thing about it is, yeah, sure, I can stand around and help a person heal, but how much of that is taken away from what I need to be doing for myself, for my son? And, I'm not saying those people aren't worth it. I'm saying there's work to be done. You know what I mean? And it's serious work, serious self-reflection, serious healing to be done. And that's why I think this episode is so important. So you can get more ready, if not more ready for when that person comes along. But what can I tell you? What's a sign that you aren't ready. I'm gonna go aren't first, right? We gonna go bad and we gonna end good, right? A major sign that you aren't ready for dating, one of the biggest signs that you are not ready for the love you're requesting or the love you desire is you haven't spent the time to work on self, right? You still got so many self, you still got so much self-healing to do. And we speak about this all the time, this healing things. There's lost lover journals out, right? Self-care journals. If you have not ordered one, please do so. We in the midst of talking about them on Clubhouse now. We finna go to week 2, answer the next prompt. But feel free, because I would love you to be part of my healing journey. I feel it out myself. Yeah, y'all not just doing the work. I don't feel like I'm more healed than anybody listening. I'm right with you, baby. We struggle together. You understand what I'm saying? And we're going to get through it and get to that point where we're ready for what we're requiring together. You understand what I'm saying? When Mrs. Wiley comes, or whoever your husband may be, you know, when they come along, you'll be right there ready for them. But I say all of that to say there's a lot of self-work to be done. We talk about it every week to week. You know, the last prompt was, where do you feel like you are in your healing journey? And it was so crazy. And if I could just take 1 second. Last week of Clubhouse, Tish, we love you, girl. I don't know if you know this, but we love you. We love your son. I love my favorite moment in everything that's transpired right now has all happened in the same month. The month of June, my 28th birthday. That was the best Clubhouse I've ever been a part of, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, there was other conversations, but I watched these people come together for a community. It's come together as a community. I'm not gonna give you every detail of what happened, but I watched these people come together as a community to support someone who needs love. And girl, if I ain't tell you last week enough, we love you. Thank you to each and every single one of you guys who went out of your way to make that girl know she's loved, cared about, for her to know this is a safe space. Hey, look, y'all make it happen. It's not me. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all make it happen. Ms. Singleton said in the chat, God was speaking through you. And listen, every day, these words that come out of my mouth is out of love. And I cannot express, convey enough how much I love you guys, each and every one of you. But back to it, the self-work is so important. The self-work is the necessary piece. If you're looking for someone to come in and heal you, it's not gonna happen. You're not ready for that love you're requesting. If you're looking for someone to come in and save you, it's not going to happen. That's not how being ready for a relationship works. And what will happen is you'll get in a relationship with somebody and you didn't build your confidence up enough. You didn't make sure you weren't at an insecure stage, because a lot of times what will happen is conversation get mistaken for other things. Like I always say, I can tell you're beautiful a million times. I can tell you, girl, you look good today. Girl, I'm loving that outfit you got on. But if you're not ready to receive it, you'll never believe it, right? And in that same regard, me, myself, I come with a lot. Like, I'm going to be honest, what's really fucking up my dating is the fact that I come with so much. And sometimes I hate it, right? But it's my purpose, you know? It's my purpose. And for someone to come in and not be ready for that, it'll be very hard to deal with. And I absolutely understand. You get what I'm saying? But that's why the person sitting across from me has to be someone who's taking time to do the work. Heal. You got to be able to look in the mirror and say, I am her. If all my fellas listening, I am him. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to look in the mirror and know this. I ain't saying have some inflated ego that make you bigger than the next person by far. That's so far from what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to be able to say, I am confident in who I am. And when somebody else step to me, a reflection of whatever they got going on will not reflect on how I see myself. That's how confident you need to be, right? Let me give you a sign that you are ready to date, right? You understand how important communication is in dating. You understand that finding common ground is the most important thing in everything you got going on. Finding common ground. We can start off not having the same opinion, right? But you understand that reaching the same opinion, or at least a point to where we understand each other, is the most important thing we can do for each other. That is the most important thing on the planet. And oftentimes I've been dating and something I've said is come off the wrong way, or something I said was interpreted the wrong way. And me, myself, I'll stop and I'll apologize, because if that's not how I mean it, I'm sorry you conceived it that way. I'll give it to you how I mean it. I understand how important communication is, right? That's a very, very, very important part of the healing journey, right? You got to stop and say, I understand that there's some hard truths I may not want to hear, but is there validity to it? Is this person speaking from a place of love? Can they mean it? Do they mean it? Are they only looking to better me? Because, baby, I'm going to be honest with you. I say it all the time. I'm a hard person to be in a relationship with, because I'm going to tell you about yourself. And I expect for you to tell me about myself, baby. Tell me when I'm in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Chew me a new one. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me hear it. So now I have opportunity to grow and develop myself in that aspect of my character. I need to hear it. It's important. You understand what I'm saying? So super important. Let me give you another sign that you're not ready. We're just gonna flip back and forth. I'm feeling like a flip is necessary. You realize you are seeking companionship due to loneliness. Now, don't get me wrong. In the self-healing, loneliness will be something you experience, right? But if growing through that experience is what makes you want someone, you in it for the wrong reason. You gotta get through it on your own. Let me tell you something. I was lonely until I realized I was out of company I needed. I was lonely until I realized Logan is enough. I was lonely until I developed those relationships with my family, after I found hobbies that made me feel full again. I was lonely until then, right? But now I'm not, right? So me dating or me seeking someone is not to fill a void. It's to create new space. Oh, let me cook. Let me cook. It's not to fill a void, but to create new space. Am I making sense? Am I doing this right? Am I saying what needs to be said? Because the thing about it is, if you're seeking to feel loneliness, let me tell you what happened. You're going to meet a man or a woman, fellas, if you're listening. You're going to meet someone, right? And what will happen is you get with them, right? In that honeymoon phase that truly exists, that people don't, speak about enough. It truly exists. You're going to meet someone, be locked into that honeymoon phase until you fall out of it. Now, let me tell you something. When you fall out of it, you realize I'm lonely even with this person sitting next to me. And there's no greater loneliness than that. There's no greater loneliness than when you have company and you still feel alone. I'm just saying. Don't attack the messenger. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is you got to sit with self. You got to sit with self and say, I'm all the company I need. And then once you do that, you'll go around understanding it's not that hard to walk away from people. You'll go around understanding I'm good if you're here or not. I want you here, but if you are here or not, I still have to be okay. I got to be okay for me and the people around me. You understand what I'm saying? Can I flip back? Can I flip back to the good? Can I flip back to the good? A sign that you are ready for dating. You've accomplished what you set out to, right? If you're a traveler, you was traveling before this companion came around, right? You found hobbies before this person came around. You decided to enroll in school before this person came around. You were achieving things and knocking things off your list before this person ever hit the picture. And let me tell you what that develops. That develops in addition. Everything is now in addition, right? He's going to, baby, listen, I'll be right there. And I remember moments in my past relationship. She was going through dental school. I was right there doing homework. I was learning. And that's what a man is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's going to add value to your life, they're going to be right there to add it. They're going to be traveling with you. Okay, it goes from one passenger to two. Huh? You got somebody to carry your suitcase. Get on my back, girl. Exactly what you've been doing. I'm not here to subtract anything except any toxic trait you were looking to get rid of. I'm here for addition. I'm trying to add a little something to your stomach. You understand what I'm saying? Add about a good, You feel me? So you could push a little, add a 30 pounds so you could push about 10 out. I don't know. Maybe my math off, but you get what I'm saying. It's all in addition. All for you to expand those hobbies, expand those achievements. Baby, I'll be right there clapping at graduation. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. So make sure you're already have the traction created. Make sure your foot's already in the dirt. You were already pushing forward. So when this person comes along, you don't start pushing forward when you meet them, and now they're a part of all you've done. You ever been in a relationship and developed hobbies with somebody or passions with somebody, and that's all you had? And you felt like if this person left, you lost everything? That's why. Because you didn't take a moment to find out what you liked, what you enjoyed, what you needed, what you wanted to be. You get what I'm saying? You weren't chasing your career. You weren't pursuing all these things. Now it's time. Now it's time you do that. Can I flip back to you ain't ready? Another sign that you're not ready is you out here attempting to seek the perfect person. There is no perfect person. No one will check off every box you got. There's not a single person alive who can check every box you got. It's an unrealistic expectation. But once you learn that, and once you accept that fact that there's no Prince Charming is who you envision. Once you accept that fact, you'll understand that there's things I will have to help this man see. This man may have not grown up with XYZ. Maybe I can insert that in him. Not all men know how to receive love. We talked about this before. Not all men know how to receive it in. And maybe that's something you're supposed to do, put into him. Not all men are the most confident. Not all men feel like they can conquer the world. Not all men are the most courageous. Not all men feel tall. Goddamn, get you a short king, make them feel tall. You understand what I'm saying? And like that's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. Nobody's going to be perfect. And the faster you understand there is no perfect person for you, the faster you can see people as human, right? And this is by no means at all me telling you settle for anything. Maybe what you can and can't deal with are your non-negotiables. You stick to those. But all I'm saying is just because that man snore, don't cut him off. like, come on now. You want a man that's going to pay all your bills? Like that may not be feasible at this point in life, not with this inflation. You understand what I'm saying? It may not happen for you. But let me tell you something for sure. If you can get a man that'll go 75-25, baby, that sounds like a good split to me. You understand what I'm saying? But your non-negotiables are your non-negotiables. I won't make you miss those. But there is no Tarzan. A nigga matter of fact, there is a Tarzan. A nigga come scoop you up out of a tree, but that nigga can't speak a lick of English. He got to work on that. You understand what I'm saying? That's how life is. I don't expect Mrs. Wiley to be perfect when I meet her. I hope that's not a narrative I've pushed. I don't expect you to be ready to receive love and know everything about it and have heard every podcast and be this perfect person. I don't expect that from you, man. I know that's an unrealistic expectation. But I expect you every day to be making that effort and working towards it. I expect it in knowing where you want to be mentally, where you want to be emotionally, where you want to be. That's all I asked of you. Baby, I could get you. I could get you the rest. Just have a little gas in the car. I could push the rest. But if I gotta push you from the moment I met you, you probably not Miss Wiley. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But we gonna flip back over a sign that you are ready, right? Can I jump back over there? A major sign that you are ready for dating, right? You understand the value of a relationship. And let me make sure I'm speaking that to you correctly. You understand that there's value in companionship. You understand what it means to start a family. You understand what it means to have a best friend and have someone who genuinely has your best interests at heart. You value that. You get it. You understand it. You ain't just looking to do it for social media. You don't give a fuck if y'all be in the middle of the ocean on that little clear boat that everybody be taking pictures of. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't care. You don't, that's not what you do it. You do it because you genuinely have love to make someone happy, and you have love to, you have space in your heart to receive love in. Those two things got to exist. I tell everybody, don't want to be a parent because you want a possession. Want to be a parent because you have the love to give to a child. It's a difference. Big difference. Some people just be having babies just to say I got a baby. But how are you as a parent? Big difference. You see what I'm saying? And I just feel like our generation gets this terrible rep because all of these stigmas and, preconceived ideas that social media is pushing on you. Accept no man who's not going to pay for everything. Accept no man who's not going to do this. Accept no man who's not going to do that. All those things are shaping you to fall out and unsee the value in just having a companion. Let me tell you why I've always been a man not to buy into like birthdays or do this grand scheme thing, on my birthday or holidays or whatever the case is. Because I expect my person to come around and value me 365 days a year. Everything's doesn't need to be a grand gesture for me. Oh, babe, I went to the store. I stopped by Zara. I got you some socks. Thank you, babe. Damn, I was running low. Baby, I stopped by Bloomington's and got you some of them Calvin Kleins. You like, for real, word? Baby, I was needing some. Because, I had ripped it. Hey, we ain't gonna get into detail, but you see what I'm saying? I do not require a woman to slave to me. I just want somebody who genuinely wants what's best for me, who genuinely wants to see me happy. I've learned that love is more about the sacrifice than love is about anything else. It's a choice to sacrifice. If you heard the episode before, you know what I'm talking about. It's a everyday sacrifice. If I choose you and you choose me, there will never be a short stick. Every stick is going to be long, baby. Long, long, long. You get what I'm saying? Every stick will be the long end of the stick. But see, not everybody's designed like that. That's not in everybody's heart. Everybody seeks the long stick in relationships. And as long as you go out seeking the long stick, you're making sure that think about this, mental. As much as you go around seeking the long stick, that's just as much as you're making sure your partner receives the short end of it. Right? Think about it. You say, I want all my bills paid for. Essentially what you're saying is, I don't want none of his bills paid for. I want him to relieve all my pressure. I don't want to relieve any of his. Think about it. It gotta be making some kind of sense. It got to. That's how it works. You pull me left, you taking me from the right. You pull me right, you taking me from the left. And I think I just did that the wrong way. So you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? That's why there's a value in companionship. And understanding the value of companionship will take you so much further than anything else. That is probably one of the top two things you can understand and be ready for when pursuing a relationship. Understand to be ready for when pursuing a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Another aspect of why you're not ready, and this was me at a point. You're attempting to save someone with your love. People will tell you Captain Saver, you know what I'm saying? Like that really does exist. The thing about it is a person may have so much love to give that they so eager to give it. Miss Venice, if you watching, I remember last week you was telling them, we was talking about how you got so much to give that you give it to those who you're dating, right? And I'm not calling you out and saying that's what you're doing by no means at all. But I'm saying, as those genuine people like we discussed that we are, in being those genuine people, we kind of give a love away to people who don't deserve it. You know, we kind of force things or force love onto people who it shouldn't be meant for. You know, because we do it regardless if that person reciprocates or not. That's just how we're designed. We're lovers. That's this whole podcast. That's why we're together. You get what I'm saying? Love a boy, love a girl, the lovers of the world. That's this platform. You know, and don't seek a relationship just because you have it to give. You gotta have it to receive as well, and make sure you are receiving it. You understand what I'm saying? Am I cooking or am I cooking? Am I honest with you guys? Is any of this resonating? Do you feel any of it? Just shake your head like, no, I quit. But drop it in the comments, you know? Like something. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna try to get more active in terms of YouTube in itself, because I think it's a platform I don't want to let, slip off. I never want y'all to think the Lost Lover Boy podcast is not gonna be here. I'm gonna make it to the highest heights that I'm trying to go, and we still gonna be right here, learning and growing love with each other. You know, people be like, when you meet your wife, are you gonna stop? No. My wife gonna be Lost Lovers podcast. Or Lovers podcast. I don't know. Maybe 2 of these cheers. I don't know. We're working on that. But don't just seek companionship because you have the love to give. You're gonna burn yourself out before you ever meet your person. Don't seek a relationship because you see it everywhere else. Don't do it in loneliness. And I think the idea of it is to be ready for a relationship is to ready yourself. That's it. To be ready is to do the work. You got to sit down and heal. And that comes from past trauma. That comes from past relationships. That comes from current trauma, current relationships. That comes from you not having confidence in yourself. That comes from you not having confidence in other people. So to actually sit and genuinely say, I'm ready to be with someone, you must understand communication's key. The purpose of this is companionship, baby. We have to see eye to eye, or what we're doing is pointless. We have to see eye to eye. I ain't saying we're going to agree on everything, but we always have to come to common ground at the end of the day. You ever heard that Neo song? Girl, I don't want to go to bed mad at you, and I don't want you to go to bed. That's facts. Baby, wake your ass up. Wake up. You ain't finna go sleep mad at me. Then you don't want to say, and I'm sure we all remember moments in relationships where that was the case. But this is why we do this. This is why we have these uncomfortable conversations, so you can get ready for your life to change. And the best relationship you've ever been in to enter your space and you to receive it in. With so much love. It's gonna make your heart full. I promise you that. But I'm on the same journey that you're on. Trust and believe. I am doing the same work that you're doing. We are no different. We learning together. You understand what I'm saying? Now, there's a lot of exciting things happening. I'm going to put this in the air here. I'm going to manifest this. So I'm working to get that guy. That guy who originally said, how you feeling, mama? That guy who said, get in the car, Elizabeth. He said it with more like a demanding tone, like a, get in the car, Elizabeth. Like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working to get him in this music video for this song I premiered at the last show. And if I can pull it off, oh, Jesus Christ. If I could pull it off, there will be no doubt that everything that's happening is meant for me. Sometimes I look up in the podcast and everything's so big that I forget. I was telling Justice, Diddy, and Rich, and I love those dudes from the bottom of my heart. If y'all met them, y'all understand. But I was telling them how I still can't believe this is my life. I was that same guy who was fucking depressed and lonely and sad and scared and crying and sleepless and all of these other things. That was me. Not even too long ago. My wounds still won't heal. And at this point, I kind of don't want them to. Because this is forever part of the story. I still can't believe you guys love me. I still can't believe y'all got so much love for me because I have love for you. And I always will from the bottom of my heart. Y'all done some things for me. Y'all put some things in me that just, I will never not say thank you for. And if you met me and we were in person, I just pray and hope that you felt genuine love, because it always and forever will be genuine love. From the bottom of my heart, you got my word. Right hand of God. Tell him, Granny. My granny will tell you. My granny know my faith, my trust in the Lord. My granny know because we sitting there having these conversations. I can't believe this is your grandson. Look at him go. You know, he's doing some beautiful things for himself. Right? I was talking about the music. More for Less volume 2.5. 2.5. The deluxe version. There'll be 5 more songs. 1 song will be removed. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Everything that's going on is super fucking costly. But I'm investing in myself. And when you invest in yourself, that's the best thing you can do in the world. So to each and everybody out here, remember to invest in yourself. You are your most important asset. You know, you are the most important asset. Then comes love and family and relationships and all these other things, you know what I'm saying? In no strategic order, but what else can I say? I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for listening and tuning in as always, and we will be back again. But until then, peace out. I think it's time I finally try to find myself. I've been running from love, just trying to hide from all this pain I felt. Look, trying not to be the joke in the deck of whatever cards get dealt. They say a star still gotta let them align themselves.